Messiya ndikuqingetolo hambi kwakho ndiyakhala swakade siyaphela olela ungasilahli ngelixesha elinjena El Shaddai Adonai thethelela ndaphela olela Yomidli linameva ndithembe wena Yomisivuguvugu zomuyazi ngafika mna ndithembe wena ndithembe wena bawoyiba nathi ngeli xesha elinje usixolele isono sethu bawoyiba nathi ngeli xesha elinje usixolele isono sethu ukhona Thixo necebo likhona ukhona Thixo nendlela ikhona noma ngeThixo ungawucishanga lowo mlilo kodwa yiba nathi kuwo yiba nathi ngeli xesha elinje usiqalele bawo
Kimahala again, and we are back for another episode. Please stay tuned. These are the beautiful men and women of God that were in the presence of Bishop and my Bishop, and this is what they had to say and their beautiful moments that they had with them.
I can start towards the end of his life. During lockdown, we will gather, we will have braai. He will laugh, he will advise us, he will remind us. And we will be just having laughter, and he will laugh so loud, and we will remember all the things that he used to punish us for them, and we were laughing. And then he was not aware that we were aware that he used to beat us a little, and he will just be surprised and laugh. All those stress became a joke, and then we enjoyed, and then enjoying that lashes, and then he will even confirm and say, yeah, that was deliberately done. I wanted to see that you will enjoy. But he was happy, like any child in the house. When you are rebuked, when you are reprimanded, you don't talk back to parents, you don't leave the house, you remain the part of the house. And my bishop was a funny person. We will laugh, and bishop also get annoyed in the house, say, Mama Glor, when you are with my bishop, you are uncontrollable. They were most above their love for everyone. And particularly for me, will be saying, Glory, everything that, as a secretary, everything that I'm telling you has to be held in confidentiality, because you know most of my things, everybody, but you don't have to take this to that one, but keep everything as a secretary as confidential as possible. I thank God for his trainings, his guidance, for all of us.
As Madlori is speaking, I'm just thinking of many things that I went through with Bishop, with my Bishop, and I remember how also we used to go into their house, and that house, it's like an open house for everyone. We would go there maybe 6 o'clock in the evening, and the bishop will welcome you to even sit on the bed. You will share scriptures, and then as you share scriptures, he always wants to divert you from what you are bringing to what he wants you to know. Then you will just say, no, Bishop, I'm talking about this. And then he will say, no, look at this, look at this. After a while, when you explain to him what you say, then he say, oh, now, Charlie, you are growing up now. Now you are growing. Wow, I didn't see this revelation. You are bringing revelations. So it was nice being in that warm home. It's a home. And then every time you go there, you just help yourself with the fruits. Yeah, every time I go there, I know there is apples for me, there is nutties for me. So I would enjoy a nice time there. To the point, sometimes you are sitting in the bed, you are talking to him, then he's snoring now, he's sleeping. He's just waking up. Hey, Bishop, seems now you are sleeping. Can I go? No, Charlie, don't go. Then he start afresh. He was sleeping, but now he's awake. He's talking now. You check time. It's 12 o'clock already, and tomorrow you are going to work. So those moments I will really miss. And if you think of going, there comes my bishop with the tea and cakes. You have to sit again, enjoy the tea, enjoy the cakes before you leave. So they were good people, nice people. They will forever be remembered.
I remember a lot about them as friends, as father, spiritually, and all those things. And then I'll tell you something that I remember the most when I started coming to this church down there by the containers. He turned around, he says to me, he says, hey, I'm happy you left all these beers with somebody else in the shipping.
Also, no doubt.
He knows. He knows. I mean, everybody had his own background when we joined this church. So he comes around, he says, don't worry about these boys. I want to give out a pair. That's what he said to me. And he turned around, he says, hey, buddy, don't be afraid. Come with me. I'll be yours. So now, it's a lot. They left a good league. I said, as I remember them, I think I used to go to their house. He's going to say to me, Sydney, I told you, you're going to take offering on Sunday. And now, umbonza mahlati. So I start wondering, mahlati, Bishop? No, I cannot allow this. Go back and redo this again and come. Kito preacher in between his doors. My bishop is sitting there. Now I must preach for them. And if I don't do it the right way, whatever he wants me to do, or maybe I preach and I'm looking down, he says, no. You're preaching for the floor. I must start from the onset. Sometimes I was told, Sydney, do you see how big is this hand? I said, what are you talking about, Bishop? He says, we buddies, but we not buddy on the pulpit. Kita ushapa kantwena, kita ulata mo pulpit. Look, those are the good moments we shared as friends. He liked to do that. He would drive to my house during the night, Mabuta. He stop at the gate 11:45, and they will phone me, says, Sydney, open up. Yes, Bishop says, oh, I don't want explanation. Then I come out. Guess what? He has got a big watermelon in the back of the. Jesus Christ! Now I must eat watermelon. I'm from. I'm from the bed. Says if you're tired, you don't get tired if you are a man. This is what I'm telling you. So I know the bishop. I remember his big voice. I'll miss it. Surely, I miss him. I missed the bishop since the lockdown. I never met him. The last time he phoned me, he said to me, Sydney, you're supposed to phone me nearly every second day. And I never phoned him. Then he met me in Vanderbilt Park, the last time I saw him. He says to me, he says, yeah, now I know. This baggie of yours, I saw it when I was coming out of that shop there, and I saw this is Sydney. And I know with this bleedy cheese cup of yours. I says, Bishop, you know me. What's up now? He says, I'm coming the next Sunday. So I want to see you there.
Yeah.
That's the last day. And his passing was a big loss. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. It's a big loss to everyone under his belt.
Bishop Mazibuko, Bishop T.A. Mazibuko, what an apostle. So I remember this is the kind of man this was is, I remember, I think it was Bishop Timkulu during as one of the services, he said, I have never seen a man who can sort of see a gift inside of a person before even that person sees that gift. This is the kind of man that was. I remember the very first time I met him. I was how old was I? 21 year old, I think, 21 year old. Young boy coming from the East End, you're just coming to the Val. And then one day I just attended one of his classes. I think I went once. The second time when he was greeting me, and I don't think he already knew my name by that time. I don't think he had already known my name. And the greeting was a Muruti Legai. And I mean, this is a man, I just know this man that was spoken about. Yes, I've attended the first teaching. And then the first teaching I remember was the book of Revelations. And this man was Nansa, revelations out of revelation. So I thought, wow, let me go back again, get attended these classes. And that picture, I still remember it vividly. Really, I think Nelly Zone 4. Natsamaka, a maroon Corolla. It was maroon, right? A maroon Toyota Corolla. I remember Neri Natsalim Rutim Gese that day. Kura, I want to show you, I still remember that day. Natsamalim Rutim Gese. And then he was just greeting people. Ayago Kolonia High, and I think Negipagileka Pila High or something. And then, just the greeting is just a Murutili guy. And I'm like, this man, does he even know who I am? By that time, I'm still a young boy. When somebody calls you that, when I win a handle and tota how to ubizu dieta, yes, Negipulusi to pese, but I don't think I was transformed. Nearly Puluso, you are safe, but you are still doing your own things. And then this man comes in, and then he sees all of this. And I think from that time on, that's what he continues to do. Even when you meet him, I mean, let's say a person like myself, and he already saw something. I haven't seen it myself, so I'm Pitantu. I was actually rejecting it. I would actually reject it. He would call me something, I'm like, no, Bishop. No, I'm not that. So like I get that type of, please, just call me Tepo. And he would continue. Ninding happy, Murut. No, Bishop, no. Kinna Tepo. Up until I think of Barking, got to a point where I could understand Rano. This is how he is. re ke mo hlomphe, re tswele pele. And I think by that time, the VAL, especially Kingdom of Faith Church, had not yet started. I think people were still going to Soweto and things like that. So, when we started, I was just attending classes, just following him. Attend classes, felt like it was a Tuesday, Mahmoud? Yes. Nearly Tuesdays, yeah. It was Tuesdays. So basically, it was a couple of young boys. For instance, I remember I would be with Mahmoud. I think I think we were staying in the same flat. And let's say for a young man like myself, would just go there, they attended the class as a way to fit sanago. You know, to say you have the time. So okay, Tuesday, let's go to class. I know with myself that's how it was. But soon it got to be serious because all of a sudden this man, Bible per se, whatever he's teaching, it's real. Like it's real. I remember he could be in the class, our route, and then I would literally be in that moment. You know, he had that gift. I believe it was a gift, Yamudimu, where he would. You would listen to his teachings and you'd literally be convicted. And this is the kind of grace that was upon his life. And that's one of the things that convinced a person like me to start following him. And as I said, I don't think Kingdom of Faith needs Kadile per se. And then later on, Barking, we started to answer Ruta, man. Answer Ruta. And even in those teachings, like it only became clearer later on. I don't think Liana Bishop na Ruta with an intention of starting a church, especially Moval. I don't think that was the intention. The intention was just to share knowledge with people who want to share the word of God with people who want to know the word of God. Like people who are interested, let me share the word of God. And I remember, I think during that time, one of the leaders in Nedilika Sahai, Nelly Mrutilinga, one of the sons Sahai, Nelly Mrutilinga. So I might be speaking out of correction, but I think Kingdom of Faith to an extent got born out of, let's say, Batubatana Mrutilinga would push him to say, Bishop, but can you see that this thing is getting bigger? Can you see that this thing is getting bigger? Up until I think his thoughts started to come to this thing can become as big as it is. And I'm saying this because at some point, let's say later on, you could tell Oriman, at some point, this thing, not Orimunkile, that surprise, it was not a surprise. I believe it was in his mindset, but I don't think he had thought at that time, it was that time. So, and that's one of the reasons that makes me to think this Kingdom of Faith that we are in is indeed the house that is born of Kimudimo Yensing. It's the work of the Lord. I mean, you just get to see even the kind of leaders that he produced. These are people who, number one, knew nothing or maybe knew something, but number two, these are people by Telang. You know, you found a crop of people who quickly bought into his vision and pushed that vision.
Yeah, just to also add on what Pastor Mashikinya was saying. Now, no more a brother, a pastor now. Me and Pastor Mashikinya, we are friends, not because we were together in church. We were friends out of church, and then we so happened to meet Bishop. I also was a church goer who goes to church only on Sunday, and when I feel like, so I was just a person who just attend church, and then just to live like anybody else, and then not even, it never even crossed my mind that one day I'll preach, I'll be a pastor. Never crossed my mind, because I'll just go to church when I feel like. As I said, it so happened that Tsepo sometimes he was the first one to meet Bishop, and together that time there was also Nkwane, Fani. They will tell me about Bishop. I will not be interested. Sometimes I will just go by and come back, and then without even me saying much, I once visited, and now I started to bother them, Tsepo and Fani, to say, where is that man? I want that man. And I said, why? So I believe by at that point in time, as a man of God, there is something which he saw, which I didn't even know about it myself. Then he insisted. And then to make this one short, I end up coming. When I come now, you must bear in mind I'm a Sunday person only. When I get there, the setup which we had, because now I moved from attending on Sunday only to attend every day. Every day. This every day was specifically for me and Tsepo. Other ones will attend 6 days. I can even call for you the service. On Monday there was a leadership class specially, and then Tuesday there will be a class for everybody. Wednesday, me and Tsepo will go to Soweto with him, and they will be preaching all the way from here to Soweto and back, and when we're in Soweto. So Thursday it will be home cell. Friday is prayer. Saturday is zone 4 service. Sunday is service. So for me, the three of us, Bishop, myself, and Tsepo, attend 7 days. And you can believe in me. Every now and then you are with him. He is preaching one way.
Something different.
Something different. So, and then there's also, like Tsepo also said, about calling you these positions which you see, I don't even deserve this. A man of God, pastor. But yeah, we are born again, but I don't think we are at the level of a pastor now. But he will call you by your destination, which you could not see at that time, and he will continually keep contact, visit you, and then from there, believe me, because of the effort and the time he was investing in us, and then in transforming, believe you me, if you can attend church every day, you are bound to transform So that's the experience which we had. We will, beside the service, you will still have to go by his place and have other service, because when you are there, and that one is not time bound, and then you will spend time. So we really, and then in that process, in the effort which was investing in the other pastors which were there. There are a lot of them. If I can call name, I will leave others when we started Zone 4. And now, since the Sunday service was in Soweto, we'll drive our cars, a lot of cars going to Soweto. And then from cars were not enough now, we started to have taxi. Taxi was not enough, we started to have 2 taxi and cars. And now you find that when we get to Soweto Church, the majority of people who are in Soweto are people from the Val. Now it was not making sense to have church in Soweto, whereas the people who attend are people from here. Now it was another pressure which then Bishop also had to face then, and then he started then to take route to look for a place this side, and then we end up coming this side Movango because of what God was doing from this side. And then as he was looking to it, he said he already declared, same time, said now I declare that Val will be the headquarters. From that time, headquarters, already that side, they had other leaders. He said, you guys, you will run this one. And then I'm going back to Val. And then that Val is headquarters. Till to this day, he declared headquarters and it still is. And that's how then Val became. And then I believe that was year 2010. So meaning in the process of a year, because I met him in 2009, in the process of a year, there was, because of the effort, like I was saying, there was major changes, and people were coming in numbers because of the effort which we saw the man of God putting. And I believe from the same thing, by the grace of God, if we put same effort, I believe even to this day, then we will do more. Because we saw it happening, and we believe God will still take it further. So that's how we started to become based here. And then I will not even go to a story where we relocated from extension 9 to this extension 8. I believe most of us will know the story. So, but now coming also to speak about Bishop himself in summary. Bishop, to me, I met people, yes, but I never to meet a person who give like him. Sometimes he will tell you, I don't have money. I don't have money. As soon as he get money, give it away. You ask yourself, but this is the bishop who was looking for money. Say, man, I don't even money for petrol. But when he stands on the pulpit here, and then he's happy, maybe the children have sing very well, he's giving out the same money, and there's no back to no money again. So this is the way, the manner of giving. I saw him giving not only money, everything which was his, he will just give. That's why everybody who come to his place will just get food. You will ask yourself how much grocery you buy then. Because everybody who get there must get things. So even to this day, I never to meet somebody who can sacrifice himself. Even when he's sick, he's laying on the bed, not because he want to sleep on the bed, but he still call you, can you come see me? And you're avoiding to see him because you want to give him space to heal. And when you don't see him, he's not happy. And then you at some point you are tossed in between to say what is right. You end up going to see him. When you see him, he take long to he speak very long, and then to me was just an amazing man.
Yeah, I'm listening to what Pastor Mabunda has just said here, and then it reminds me of a lot of things. And now, okay, I never had that privilege of knowing him way back. Only started knowing him 2012, when we were still there in the containers. Yeah, I was from another church, having another vision, having another teaching, knowing what I knew, and I came here deeply hurt from whatever that the experiences that I faced. So the first person I came to the church, the first person that I actually spoke to was him. Amazing enough, he called me I was sitting at the back there telling myself, when the church comes out, I'm gone. And then he was like, Pastor, come here. Pastor? Yes. Pastor, come here. First question I got to him, how did you know I was a pastor? He was like, no man, come here, I want to talk to you. And then I realized there's something about him that I never saw, and I still don't see it in many churches being done. That man had a way of bringing the Bible to life. He had a way of showing you the word of God living. So I was amazed at that this man doesn't know me. But the very Sunday, he took time, sat down with me for something like 5 to 6 hours. The first Sunday I knew him. Wanted to know everything about me, where I'm coming from, what is happening, where am I going. I never knew the where am I going part because I was still confused in a lot of things. But as Pastor Mabunda was saying, that this man used to give in such a way that you would not understand how he gave. The man used to take his own time to make sure that your life is okay. I remember he's the one who did marriage counseling for me. He took time to come to my family. He took time to teach me everything, and whatever problems I had, maybe marital, he was the one who would come. He would not say, come to me. He would come to you and then spend whatever time, spend whatever money, spend whatever that he can spend at the end of the day to see you are okay. So that's an amazing thing that I never found in anyone. It was so profound. And when it comes to his wife, I respected her in such a way that I would find the same love that the father had in his wife. I never understood how can a woman allow a man to do all of those things, sometimes without even consulting with her. He would only tell her when he came, no, I was at this place. But she was so understanding. She was so supportive. She had that kind of a love of a mother that whatever it is that is for the kingdom, she was for it. She used to support it with all her heart, and you never hear her complaining. But if she had complaints, they would be this and that and that, and then they will solve it just right there, and then it is done. So it was an amazing experience that I have ever felt. So I took it as a challenge even to myself. What he has in this thing that this man is showing me is something very peculiar. I should I don't know how should I put it in mind, embrace it, and make sure that in my lifetime I learn how to do that, to bring to life the word of God. Because preaching the word of God and preaching it well and preaching it nice, it is something and much more different than living the word of God and living it well. So that's the type of things that I gathered from 2012 and that man never changed. He once told me, you see.